President-elect had his first press conference after the elections, and he, for the first time, admitted that the Russians had been behind the recent election hacks. What do you think his response might be?
Well, I was very pleased to hear him acknowledge that the Russians were primarily behind the serious attacks on the election. He did point out correctly there are other nations who have engaged in the same kind of activities, but I'm glad that he admitted or stated that the Russians had been responsible for the attacks concerning the election, because there's no doubt about it.
Yes, but at the same time, he says that the fact that Putin likes him is an asset and not a liability, and under Trump's leadership in the United States, Putin will treat this country much better and won't opt for another time for hacks. What do you think of this?
Well, I believe that Vladimir Putin is a murderer and a thug, and he's a product of the KGB, and he will take whatever advantage that he can. I have now seen three presidents, President Bush, President Clinton, and President Obama, who all believed that they could have a new relationship with Vladimir Putin. They praised him. George W. Bush said, I looked into his eyes and saw his soul. And of course, with the Obama campaign, the reset button under the Obama presidency. And what we have to understand is what Vladimir Putin is. And so we have to go back to the days of Ronald Reagan. Peace through strength. The only thing that Vladimir Putin understands is strength. That for aggression, the price is higher than what he might gain from it. And we have watched him dismantle the Ukraine, take Crimea, now use his airplanes to drop precision weapons on hospitals in Aleppo, military buildup in Kaliningrad. The list goes on. And he's doing that with a country that's very weak economically. And so we need to have a return to peace through strength. Yes, we'll be glad to talk to Vladimir Putin, but only from a position of strength.
Does Mr. Trump understand this?
I don't know.
What's your overall impression of the Trump's press conference? Because there was a conflict between Mr. Trump and CNN. He accused them, having said that these are fake news and things like that. What's your overall impression, besides from this particular remark about Russia and election hacks?
I could go for a long time, but I'll be as brief as possible. President-elect Trump has changed the way politics are conducted in the United States with the use of Twitter, with the this was the first press conference in, I think, 5 months that he has held. That's unheard of. And he is able to energize his base of support. At the same time, his approval ratings are lower than any president in modern times as he assumes the office of the presidency. So we are seeing a very unusual time in American politics and a very polarized America. And I would like to see him reach out to all Americans, whether they supported him or whether they opposed him. And he's successful. So for me to criticize what he's done, obviously he's succeeded. And in politics, the ultimate result is what counts.